Hello, welcome. We're gonna allow the guests to come in. Then we're gonna get started. Let me just. We're gonna get started as soon as our guest of honor comes in. Good evening, good evening, good. Hello, beautiful people. Come in.
Yeah, baby. You know, I was trying to be dramatic. I was trying to come in with some intro music, but YouTube wasn't. I was trying to go.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
Oh my God! Always giving the energy. I cannot. This series. Oh,
Hi, babe.
Jaya is in a building.
You're in the building. This has been a long time. I have not spoken to you in so long.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Wow.
I can't.
You
This is too much.
feel it too, right?
This is too much. This is too much for me. Oh my God!
What I'm just happy about is that your energy is still the same. I love that.
Of course, your energy is still. As long as yours is the same, mine is too. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God. Okay, so I do have like a mini intro that I do want to get through, and then we're gonna get started. So, hello, beautiful people. Thank you all for joining and coming in. Welcome to In Session. In being an acronym for the word intentional. So, intentional sessions, where we use this platform to talk about cultural, mental health, relationships, and how they all may intertwine. I also want to start off by saying Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Like, we here, we got all month. Happy Pride Month.
I love that. Happy Pride Month.
My name is Raquel Simmons. I am a pre-licensed marriage and family therapist, and I have here an artist, a singer, a songwriter. I mean, can we keep going? Mr. J.
No.
Listen.
But hi, y'all doing?
Wait. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, but I really want to just tap in real quick and let everybody know who don't know you that you are so like one of the most talented people I know in this world. The most, I mean, when I say artist, when I say singer,
Thank you.
just blow down.
You know what's so crazy? Because we was in the gym, we were shooting in the gym together, so I really do appreciate this. Yeah, that's how like thank you. We were shooting in the gym together, so. But yes, hi, my name is Jayhan Have. For those that don't know me, I met Raquel back when we were in college, and I'm so happy to be here and just dive into this conversation because when you reached out to me, you already know how I felt. I was like, oh my God, like I'm not even doing anything. So that just shows like that we actually connected. So I'm more than delighted to have this open conversation. And shout out to the fact that you said nervous. I'd be like, shoot, hold on, let me get my insurance together.
Not too much of that. All right, so today we are here. It is Pride Month, so for those who are just joining, happy Pride Month to everyone. Pride is just to be happy, to be boastful, to be exactly who you are. So happy month to be exactly who you are.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about different things, but I just want to dive into different topics surrounding being a part of the LGBTQ community, being a Black male within the LGBTQ community, being an artist, an industry, someone who's in the light in the community. And so just different things that you may have experienced, different misconceptions that people have onto you. And I know this is a lot, so we're gonna dive in.
Oh, this is lovely. Girl, you'd be like, I knew you were smart, but shoot.
Good. So we're gonna dive into just different levels and layers and just kind of just discuss it. So I do want to start off by saying, well, just allowing you to tell a little bit of your story of how is it, or what do you feel like when someone sees you? Do you feel like they like prejudge you, or different misconceptions that people may see the moment they look at you?
Wow, nice question. I'm going to be very transparent.
Okay.
So immediately, of course, once you know, if I don't speak, initially people assume that I'm like the straightest guy in the world, and I actually enjoy it. So if I like shut up and I don't say anything, usually women look the most. But the moment I start speaking, then I notice that immediate energy change. But people's first perception of me, if I'm very quiet and I'm not doing the most, is that I must be one of P. Diddy's sons.
Not P. Diddy's sons.
Yeah. So, and I think as far as misconception, I think once they do realize that I am of the LGBTQ plus community, I always say this: there's a safeness that people feel around me as a Black man.
Okay.
It's like I'm put in this category as of he's safe.
Oh,
He won't. He's okay.
Okay.
And I've noticed that over the years. So if that answers that.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's interesting. Why do you feel like that is like, oh, okay, he's put in a category as being safe? Like, what do you feel like as soon and are you insinuating that before you open your mouth, you're not?
Right. And before I open my mouth, you see my skin color. You know what I mean? One of the best to ever do it, Dave Chappelle, he had a stand-up comedy. I don't know if you saw it, but he was talking about how gays had gotten rights before Blacks. And it was such a conversation that clearly that's a bigger conversation. But what I love was the irony in it was like, as a Black gay male, what you see first is my skin color. So if I don't say anything, immediately as a Black man, you know what I mean? And I know darker skin tone men probably deal with this even more. Yeah. You have to be careful. You know what I mean? Are you a threat to the room? Are you this? But I've been, like I said, I would say my queerness has allowed me to be in spaces that I genuinely feel like I create a safe vibe. I'm perceived as safe. Yeah. And I don't know what that is. Maybe I need to take more time to see why. Yeah. But I did notice that as a Black man, once they notice that I'm a gay Black man, I'm perceived as safe. I don't know why. That's something that I feel and think. Okay.
I'm taking it in.
Okay.
So I'm taking it in to see, and I'm going to actually join in this conversation and say from my perspective, I can agree. And not necessarily... Well, just from my own experience, I know that my connection with the male population and the just male population in itself, I don't have the best relationship with the male population. I actually, what? Don't do that. No, but I would.
Why you that?
I'm learning. I have some, like, in my opinion, I have some really like deep-rooted different levels of trauma that I feel like is also associated with the male population.
Right.
But I don't think it necessarily has to do with the Black male population. I think it's just in general.
Right. Okay.
What I can say is, and just to go off of what you're saying, I feel like that is very interesting because I can resonate with it. And being able to speak to you, I think it was a little bit more than your presence as a Black male. It was a little bit of like, oh wow, he's like your energy, the energy that you give off. And so I think it's that, like what you mentioned of like, once I open my mouth, people feel safeness. But a lot of it, in my opinion, has to do with the way you give off, like the energy that you give off, that welcoming spirit. And just like, you know what, you give off, you're safe here, you know.
Well, than that. But you know what's so crazy? I love that you said I'm going to join in this conversation. So I feel comfortable to ask you a question. So what is your first perception? Like, what do people usually, like, when you step in a room, what is that perception? And specifically, the reason why I'm asking is because it's just like, as a woman, that's a presence in itself. And then depending on the room you walk in, it's like you can either be seen as inferior or superior. So what is your first impression on people, and then how does that tie into your story?
My first impression on people, or people's first impression on me?
People's first impression on you, because you asked me what they thought about me.
I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, nobody asked me questions on you. Let me see.
No, I want to know genuinely, because I know you. So
I don't know. I think that because, like, I think it's a lot to do with what you just said. Like, before I open my mouth, it comes from, and I think it's that New York persona where we have that, like, resting bitch face kind of vibe, where it's just like, no one talk to me, please leave me alone. And then when I open my mouth, it's like, oh my gosh, she's so, like, spirited and so beautiful, and it's like, oh, she's so calm, and you know, it's just like, I've never told you I wasn't like this, like, open person, but I can also say that my perception or how people see me have definitely evolved, because being able to say, I don't want to be this person. I mean, things is a choice. So if I don't want to be this person of, like, I don't want to be who you see. Let's say that. I don't want to be your first impression of me. I want to be a little bit more. I want to give you grace the moment I open my mouth, because I know that as a Black woman, I'm already being judged.
Right.
So
exactly.
And they expect me to, you know, if I come in and my face is already just like unbothered and I don't care about, like, it looks like I don't care about anything, then they expected me to match that. And so the way people are going to view me or speak to me, they're expecting this, you know,
exactly. It's an expectation.
Right. This is why we get, like, shitty service, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh boy, here she go with, you know?
Yeah. So, wow, great question. I love that. I actually when I like them, I'm gonna say something. I like that one.
Okay, so we gotta move on. So thank you so much for challenging me to answer that question just as well. How do you feel like is one of your biggest challenges that you have faced thus far, or some of your biggest challenges being a Black male within the LGBTQ community?
I don't want to be like Nicki Minaj and be like, this is my favorite. But this is a good question. I love this. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
One of the biggest struggles that, I don't know if it's, I'm speaking from a Black male's perspective in the LGBTQ community. We deal with homelessness.
Okay.
And I had just called my homegirl Tasha today, and I said, I'm going to open up about it on this live. I want to say I've been living here for 9 months. And 9 months ago, I was actually homeless for an entire year.
Okay.
And I remember growing up and seeing so many young Black males within my community dealing with that. And I always wondered how they ended up there. I always wondered in the scene, whether you're, whatever you, trans, it doesn't matter how, whatever you identify, that was something that I noticed in my community that was so big. And when it finally hit me, I understood. I think that isn't spoken up enough about in my community, how much of us are dealing with homelessness. And it's big. It's so many of us that don't have somewhere to sleep. And I just, you know, if anyone here is from the LGBTQ plus community and you are dealing with any struggle, but specifically that one, I know you felt what I just said, because that is really big in our community. That was my biggest struggle. Trying to find somewhere to stay, and wondering if people are going to wonder if they had children, are they wondering about me, or if is he going to steal, like all these preconceived notions of a gay Black male. And then it doesn't even help that there isn't even a Black gay male really being presented in media. Like, we don't have like that, other than RuPaul, we don't have that Black gay male figure. We don't have that.
Yeah.
So when you're going through these struggles, you don't have platforms that you've created to say something.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. I want to dive more into many different points. I do want to highlight or kind of ask more about, like, the homelessness and why do you feel like that is, or what is your take on, like, the corresponding of being being a member of the LGBTQ community and homelessness? Like, what do you feel like ties that together?
I think that a lot of times what's overlooked is how many of us, because it's been happening since the beginning of time, but when you come out, how many of us actually genuinely get kicked out? Like your family, that still happens to this day. As open as the media may portray it, we still have our DL brothers that aren't even considered in the LGBT. They should be included in that, by the way.
Yeah.
But you have so many of us that the moment we come out, thank God I have my mother, rest in peace. She accepted me from day one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she knew, but I saw how many down low brothers that I came across, and they didn't have that safe space. And if they came out, they lost everything. So I think a lot of that has to come with when you live in your truth, how much you actually lose.
Right. That makes sense. So I'm like, hey, I'm taking it in.
I can see why, when you say you're taking it in, what do you feel as I'm saying this to you though? Like, is it something like, I guess as a woman, are you experiencing something different?
Yeah. So thank you for asking. Yes. I think that, and this is going to go into my next question or next topic of the social media presence. What's accepted within society as gay versus, what's more appealing to the eye, And so within social media, being a lesbian is a way more appealing to the eye than being a gay male.
Oh my God, I love you for admitting that.
And so when you ask me that, I'm thinking, and it's just like, and this is going to go into my next topic of actually trying to figure out, like getting your take on how you feel about social media presence within the community, but being accepted and the stigmas between, like, is it easier to be a woman within a community than it is to be a male, And so just kind of thinking, I mean, I don't know a huge plethora of people within the community, but I know,
right, because now we have different pronouns and so I don't even know how to I wouldn't even know how to answer that question.
I don't even know if we should even touch on pronouns. What? Because sensitive.
Girl, you are the captain of this ship.
All right, so we're gonna go to social media presence. How do you feel like social media has a toll or role within the LGBTQ community?
Specifically in the Black community or just in general?
We can do both. Let's do both.
I'll speak generally, and then I'll get a little deeper into where I feel like in the Black community. I feel like in the LGBT plus community, the media presence of us is kind of at this point, and it could be perceived as negative or positive, but I would say oversaturated. I think we have beyond won the battle. We are represented in many different forms and facets to the point where now they're influencing it onto really, whether they're right or wrong in the way that they're presenting it to these children, what they're recognizing is that children didn't have this time. This time for a parent to recognize you. So when you look at the media, I think there is a plethora. I love that word. There's a plethora of different shades of gay. And I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? I don't know why Laverne Cox is coming to my head. But like you can go from Laverne Cox and then you just go from Little Nas X. I mean, we just have a plethora of. But then specifically within the Black community, I think in the media, the only thing that I don't have an issue with it. But I like I said, other than RuPaul, we don't have that quintessential Black gay representation. And then the ones that we do have, they're young. We don't have like someone that we can like look up to representation. We just don't have that. And I think that's what I was trying to find my place within this industry and where I fit. And I'm like, John, you need to be that. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to RuPaul. I mean, but he's like all we have, right? Like, let's really think. And don't get me wrong. There's so many more people that contribute, like Frank Ocean and things like that. But what I'm saying is like that mainstream, like representation of a Black man that I feel is not being represented. That's what I feel like in the media is missing.
So speaking of representation, I actually had this conversation yesterday, so I just kind of want to bring it into our discussion today. One of my good friends, and she was telling me about, well, she had a conversation with someone who basically was saying that it's being forced onto the kids now. It's being forced, like negatively forced, it's in school systems now. I mean, they're kind of other people's take. I'm trying to be very polite when I say different things.
How we gay and we're being to be
Right.
She'll show you a lot.
Right, right. So just being able to see like out people within the LGBTQ community on the TVs now pushed into schools and things like that, and you're saying we don't have enough representation. And one of the things you just said was our representations are the children who are growing up, like the younger, like Little Nas X vibe. So now, how do you feel? Do you feel like it's time for, like, do you feel like it's appropriate for things like this to be paced out on like social media, things like this to be on the TV in schools, or do you feel like it now at this moment is too much? Do you feel like it's too much, or it's just the right amount of like appropriateness that they're like exposing the children to?
I'll be very transparent. Because I feel this way, right? I know I have so many coworkers, I have so many families and friends that are parents, and it is not my place to speak on like the what a child needs, because I don't know what a child needs.
Okay, yeah, give it to
But
me.
what I will say is that I applaud whoever is involved in the conversation for trying to figure it out, because just like any issue, you have an issue and you need to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? And like, you're gonna have trial and you're gonna have error. You get what I'm saying? That's how you find resolution. So it's like, yeah, some things we'll find out later on in life, like maybe we shouldn't have told them that, or like maybe we shouldn't have given them that, or maybe we should have given them more of this. But I'm glad that the conversation is there, because I remember being a young gay kid and not having any conversation about me being a young gay kid, and like, is anyone gonna help me? I asked to be here. So no, I'm just glad that the conversation is being had.
Yeah.
How you like staying politically correct?
I'm not trying. Come on, I'm trying to.
No, that's how I really feel though.
No,
but I'm like, if you thought I had PR, I don't. That's all PR from here.
Period. So definitely, I want to just stick on that really quickly and say, how do you feel like things have been evolved? So back when you have first came out, like to now, what do you think that you would have benefited from when you first came out? And like, if you can, just talk a little bit about that experience.
What I would have definitely benefited from was being my absolute self.
Okay.
I think there was times I dimmed myself to fit in spaces. I dimmed so many bright parts of myself because I didn't want to be perceived as that gay. At the time that I grew up in, there's like old school gay, and then there's like OG gays, like original gays. The original gays, shout out to them, because I will forever have love for them. And then I'm like one of the old school gays now. So like, you know, before there was everything that there is now, you know, you couldn't be that gay kid in class. Or, you know, not that we didn't have them, we had them there, you know. But I think what I'm noticing what the kids have now that I would have benefited from was being able to truly be yourself. It's like, you know, when you ask about the question of the conversation of like, is it too much on the kids? It's like, no, the conversation is being had, and now parents are being like, it's like you have to give excuse me, but like a fuck. You like have to give a fuck about what the fuck your child is going through in this community. Because if you don't understand, you need to. So I think I just would have benefited from the understanding that is being given to these kids. The opportunity to explore, I would have loved. I would have benefited from that. I think the last thing I could think of what I would have benefited from 100%, what if just being able to like, I don't know if kids have to do this nowadays, but like that whole like having to announce.
Okay, what do you mean?
I have a young gay nephew by the name of Travis Battle. He is the most awesome thing that
Hi,
walks the
Travis.
planet. Whoa, my God, he is so everything, but he never had to come out.
Okay.
Never had to.
Okay.
Never had to. And I'm like, it was a thing that we had to come out. Like, it was a thing where, like, the entire family, Ma was hitting up, oh my God, did you know that Lil Ray Ray is out there sucking in buckets? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, honey, I heard him in the room. Blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, like, but now you get to come in like, Ma, this is my boyfriend. And your parent is like, and mind you, your parents probably like 3 years older than you, so they like, no problem, boo. You know what I mean? So it's a different time.
3 years older than you is
Yo, because they like looking like each other. Like Ice Spice and her mother, baddies. Like, I be like, wow. That's how your sister's gonna be. I think that your sister's she's expecting, and I'm like, is she gonna be bad? Like, boom! Y'all both so pretty, and I remember when I saw it, I was like, oh. So she ain't 3 years older than her child, but I'm like, you know, she's gonna be looking just good with her baby too.
Period. Thank you. Thank you. But yes, I agree. And to just give off a little bit of like how I feel about it is, well, yes, we had to. I'm interested to know why we felt like we needed to have a PSA of like who we choose to love. You know, like why was that like a big thing of we had to prove? And I realized that this generation or our generation is still the same way, where we feel like we always have to prove. Where the younger generation is just like, oh well, this is who I am. I'm doing what I want. I mean, they are choosing different career paths. They are choosing like literally life, and whereas we always had to show and tell, like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do.
Every minute.
You know,
did you have to give like a PSA in your family?
Well,
oh, you wasn't ready for that question. You
I wouldn't say
got
that.
a twin, so I want to give your twin something to laugh at. She's really going.
No. I really want to say that. I don't know. All right, to be quite honest, right?
This is juicy. This is juicy. I'm so ready.
All right, let's do it. You say, all right, let's do it. Whatever. Fuck it. All right. So I actually did it. All right. I actually don't like. All right. So no, I didn't necessarily have to come out per se. Like, believe it or not, I didn't. I mean, literally. Let me stay on topic. No, I didn't necessarily have to come out.
Wow,
I believe that my coming out was like a Facebook post. Like I had you got everybody on Facebook anyway. So you might as well say, I was just like, hey, I think it was like Pride Month or something years ago. And I'm just like, happy Pride Month. I'm gay. Like, you know. And then I remember my mom like, you came out on Facebook? And I'm just like, Mom, what are you talking about? But the reality is, though, my I don't care energy, or I don't give a fuck energy within like my home growing up was very present and very strong.
Okay.
And so I didn't necessarily have a coming out. I mean, honestly speaking, I feel like each day I'm still coming out because so one of the things is like, you wouldn't know that I was interested or was a lesbian unless I told you.
I can agree from first meeting you in college. No, I remember when I found that out. I can agree with that.
Thank you.
Real.
Yeah, right. And so, but this is something that I also don't necessarily tell a lot of people about. And growing up, I've never told a lot of people about this because it's like, well, am I choosing? You know, I'm already a woman. I'm already Black. I'm already, you know what I mean? Like, I already have so much more to prove. Like, why do I want to add a lesbian to it, you know, like I'm already fitting in so many different minority groups. Why do I want to add something else? My goodness, you know? So
I
it's
feel you
that's
though.
kind of like where I was with it. So yeah, I didn't necessarily have to have a coming out, but I feel like every time I tell someone I am a part of the community, that is my coming out, because it is not apparent. It is not something that we see often, or it's not something that I necessarily have to say, because I don't look like I belong within the LGBTQ community unless I'm wearing like a, I don't know, a rainbow shirt or something. You know what I mean?
Which I don't even know if gay people. Continue.
Give it to me. And then
No, I'm just like.
and so that's interesting too. One of the things that I'm reading is like masculine presented women, which I agree 1000%, have more of a tougher coming out story than feminine, because of, well, now not only are you coming out, but your parents think that you, oh my God, my daughter want to be a man.
I know.
You know what I mean? Because like you the way we dress is different. The way we are appeared to, like, are pleasing to the eye is definitely different. So I definitely agree. I definitely want to shift gears and get a little bit more onto you. So you are within the entertainment industry of singing, acting. I mean, I don't know why you didn't add acting when we spoke, but give him a script. I mean, like, what? Anyway.
Yeah, I would just say entertainer. I'll do whatever it takes to entertain you.
Overall entertainer. So do you feel like, or how do you feel like there has been any challenges, or have you been placed in a box of being able, or your level with how much you can be an entertainer within the community, or just being who you are?
I'll talk about the struggles within the industry that I faced.
Yeah.
And then that coincide. So I think the struggles that I find within being in the community and being able to find my part in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. So like I genuinely told you this off like, you know, wax. I was like, yo, like this is my off season. Like, yeah. So the fact that someone's even thinking about you is like, I appreciated that, right? So I think that's what's also within my community, right? It's like you have to fit this, like, it's like something that you have to fit. And if you don't fit that and you don't keep up with that, you're not necessarily doing anything, if that makes any sense. To be more specific, right? Like within my community, if you're not doing like Twitter or OnlyFans, I mean, if you're not involved in like the scene where it's like there's some type of platform there or whatever, you kind of get lost in the sauce, right? And then like don't get me wrong, I'm flamboyant and all these things, but like again with that Black male representation, like I feel like there is no representation of the masculine guy. Yeah. Like if I'm really speaking to you the way that I'm speaking to you right now, like, and I'm just dropping the whole persona of like being extra, right? It's like, where is the space for us? Okay. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where I'm just being honest, like where like what happened to the guy that still dresses like the way he did at 7 years old and still has friends that they know him and he can still chill at the block and he could be in the trap and he can, I'm speaking from personal experiences. Mm-hmm. I'm able to go anywhere. You get what I'm saying? And I'm good in any hood. So I'm good in any hood. You know what I mean? So, but within in the industry, you have to, it has to be something that sticks. Okay. You know what I mean? And I think that my community is hyperly sexualized. Okay. So if it doesn't fit that mold, you won't fit. But I think within the industry of being in the LGBTQ plus community, I just remember a time when I was like 14, and I think my manager at the time had caught wind of me being gay, and like he completely dropped me. Like I was on his independent label, I was in his management, and he dropped me. And I remember at that time growing up, like they didn't know how to manage a gay artist. Like there wasn't Little Nas's, Lil X's, and Saucy Santana's or Sam Smith's. There wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and Frank Ocean, there just wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
So I just think that, like, I think even to be transparent, not only my struggle, I think all of us as gay LGBTQ plus musicians are struggling to find identity within a world that, like, we were usually in the back. You know what I mean? We didn't get a chance to have the limelight. So we're all struggling on finding where the hell we fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think we all are. And if you find something that sticks, like, ride the wave. You know what I mean? But I think we do have a long way to go in showing the different shades of not just Black men, the different shades of our community. I think we have a long way to go.
Okay, so with that being said, have there ever been a time where you felt like you had to change who you are in order to fit a specific mold that someone wanted you to be?
No, I'm trying to think if I ever did that within, I mean, probably when I was younger, but once I got older, like I said, I'm kind of like, when I'm around females, I get very, like, cunty and this and things. But, like, when I'm with the guys, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't doing that with them. You know what I mean? So, it always depended on the space. I just don't think of a time. I always feel like at the end of the day, no matter what space I ever came into, when it came down to the end of the day, I was like, I'm going to be myself. Nice. You know what I mean? And I think that's no matter what space I step in, I'm always like, yo, bro, I'm going to be myself. So I don't think I ever even had a chance to experience that because at the end of the day, I was going to choose that anyways. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So in general, thank you for even responding, and period. Like, definitely applaud you for always being yourself, because that is huge. That is major. So what do you feel like are some misconceptions of just people within the LGBTQ community? What do you feel like are, and specifically Black males in general, what do you feel like are some, like, something that you've heard that is just, like, super not true, but, like, now we could put it to, like, shame, like, this is not it?
Okay, definitely. I have good friends within the key scene or the ballroom scene. I have very, very good friends in that scene. But I've noticed, even when you go, like, out of state, you're like a Black gay man, people automatically assume you can Vogue. Like, that you're like, and it is the weirdest thing in the world.
I'm sorry. I'm really.
If I sat up and showed you some of the pounds I put on during this pandemic, you would know that I cannot do a death drop. So it bothers me when I'm at the function. This is why sometimes in functions I don't even try to be, like, rambunctious and, like, you know, if I know you, I'm gonna be myself. But, like, no, I don't know how to Vogue. And it's not even just me. It's like all Black guys don't know how to Vogue, bro. What is for you? Because for y'all, but for you being, because I have a very good friend. Her name is Aisa. She's a lesbian. What is the misconception for y'all? Because, like, when I be here, she be telling me stories, I be like, really? I be like, y'all be dealing with that. So, like, what is a big misconception for y'all?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer that, but then I want to just shoot out some different, like, misconceptions that I have came across, and you kind of just tell me your thoughts on it. One of my misconceptions is, I don't know, you tell a girl that you date girls, and all of a sudden you want to date them or sleep with them. Like, no, girl, no. Listen, absolutely not. This is we're not even doing this. So, you know, like. I think that's strange, because
that's cute. That's cute. That's cute.
Even being in the, like, being a lesbian, a lot of girls, and this is why I say representation is very interesting and it matters, because it is very normalized for two girls to kiss and they're not dating or lesbian or anything.
I like that, by the way.
Okay. But it's very, But it's very normal. It is very normal to see. But two males kissing is just like,
Even
you
better.
know, I don't mind it. Yo, Jay, I don't care. I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people who would turn their face up to two males kissing,
Yes, they would.
like just showing a public affection between two males versus
Absolutely.
public affection between two females. And so I definitely want to get your take on that. We're gonna get like a little bit in your business on your dating life and what that looks like.
I mean, it's kind of ironic that you said that, depending on the day that it is today. But I'm ready, girl. What's up?
Not depending on the day. No, all right. So we're gonna get into that, but also different like misconceptions, like you said. Well, between the LGBTQ community, a lot of people will think that, oh, and this goes back and for like like long time ago of like having like sexually transmitted diseases because they're overly sexualized. And it's just like, well, you know what? Everybody or every black male within the community, in my opinion, doesn't have any like STDs or anything.
It's very prevalent though.
Okay.
I think I was gonna say pungent, but I don't think that's the right context of words.
Okay.
But even that misconception though, I think that is also something too. I'm just kind of blown away by how spot on you are with some of you be researching, I see.
I do a little bit. Though, not too much now. Oh my God.
Yeah, but definitely I think that is one too. You know what I mean? Just I don't want to be like the baby and just start saying stuff. But
yeah.
you know what I mean? But I think that is another big one. That one just touched home because I have like there was a situation I was involved in where, you know, someone thought I was like judging them for something and it was totally not that. And it just totally made me think about that. And I was just like, no, you know what I mean? I think that's something too, like there just isn't enough safe spaces for people to be themselves. So it creates that stigma.
Yeah. All right. So how do you feel, and this is, we getting into your business a little bit. So on like your dating, do you feel comfortable with showing like PDA? Do you feel comfortable with being who you are outside in a romantic setting with one of your, like a partner? I'm gonna say one of your partners, like you just got
right, like I just got my shit rocked.
With number 3, do you feel comfortable with number 3 than you do with 9? I mean, that's not nothing. I don't know who won here.
I'm gonna be very transparent because I'm like I have dreams of doing Disney films and hosting the Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards. Okay. Like in a public, a family setting, keep it cute.
Okay.
Family setting is given. We got our own little handshake, okay? But in public, I like to keep it cute too. But I mean, I do like to give. I like my person to feel like on top of the world. Okay. So in public, let me be even more transparent. I'm that weird kind of guy that if I'm dating you, I'm gonna find all the weirdest places to pick your butt and do like weird little things. Okay. So PDA is clearly my thing, but I like to do it and stuff. He's like, chill, like why are you touching me? You know what I mean? So I'm that kind of guy. Okay. Yeah, so PDA is for me, but I like discreet PDA where people like, no one knows what I'm doing to you.
Okay. I like it.
Like keep that's for your partner. Why everybody gotta know?
Okay. Do you feel like you like that like level of discreet because that's who you are, or do you feel like that's who you have to be?
As a Virgo in my head, I think I'm Beyonce. I feel like that's the way it has to be.
Okay. Big Virgo energy. Okay. So we are wrapping it up, but I do want to ask you just like a few more things on. So throughout this our conversation, you've been saying we don't have enough representation. We don't have enough that person. And then I heard you said that's who you need to be. Listen, one thing I do, I listen all the time. So I heard you say that you are who we're missing. And so what does that mean? What does that mean? What is something that you feel like you're interested in bringing to everyone now, that you're gonna definitely walk in your purpose, and why do you feel like that is your purpose, to be that person?
I don't know if it's in every hood, every suburban area, every rural area, but everyone remembered seeing that gay guy in the hood that was good, that no one ever messed with, no one ever anything, right? So think about that. Then I bring it to the representation. It was like that. It was always that one gay guy in the hood that was able to be himself. I just feel like that was that. So when I think about the representation, I think about what I want to bring. I want to remind people of the little things. Like, remember your brother? Remember how he acts? He don't do, remember your little nephew? Remember he be doing the most? Yeah. I just want to be able to show every shade. Yeah. I don't want to give one version of a black gay male, because it's doing a disservice to the children that are coming up. I want to be able to give spaces for not only children, but my DL brothers to be able to feel like, yo, like, let me come out, bro. Like, and I'm being dead serious. Like, I am strategically in my head creating concepts where I am portraying the DL man. I love the fact that you highlighted my acting abilities, because I think I love my music side, but I know my service and I know my job as an actor. And there's a story that's not being told for my community. And there's so many down low brothers that I want to be able to create that space for them to open up. And, and like I said, they could be included. There's a culture in that. But not even just my DL brothers. I just want to be that person that when you look up and you see that, it's like, it's either not overly sexualized or overly flamboyant. It's like, it gives Brian McKnight or it gives Luther Vandross, like,
No, I get it. I definitely get it. Just like the average,
I'm gay, but I'm here to perform.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to inspire. That's what I'm here to do.
Right. Like, you are you first and everything else comes after.
I think that's what we're missing. I think, don't get me wrong, there's so many of like telling, choose this, you can do this today. And it's just like, what about reminding people that they can just be themselves?
Yes. Hello. All right, speaking. Okay. No, oh my God. So we're gonna end with, what is one piece of advice that you feel like you can give some the youth within the LGBTQ community that's upcoming? One piece of advice that you could give the youth. One piece of advice that you could you spoke a little bit on the DL. One piece of advice that you feel like as a society we need to push forward and move towards.
I don't know if this answers this question, but I remember someone told me this. One day we're all going to grow up and we're going to be very, very old, and no one is going to remember anything that you did. Oh, wow. So you're going to sit here and spend time not doing what you want to do today because of what someone else thinks. And I can't remember who it was now, but I can't. But you're going to be really old, and no one is going to care about your Kim Kardashian and Ray J. No one's gonna care about that. You know what I mean? So if there's anything I could just say to not just the youth, if there's anything I could say to you, if there's anything I could say to anybody that like enjoyed the energy that we created today, is like, live your life. Woo!
I got you.
Live it. Live it! Live that thing! Live it! Even when you on the bed and you're like, you hear live it! Even in that moment, be like, motherfucker, bring me some pudding. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. The life you give me is amazing. Oh my God.
But I just want to say this last thing. You are amazing. I haven't spoken to you in so long, and the way I do I've done a lot of interviews in my time. This was my favorite one. You made me feel comfortable. I mean, hence the fact that like in, LaGuardia, you were one of my favorites. And I hope you always saw that I made that known.
Absolutely.
So I just appreciate you for just giving me a chance to just speak to the people that support me, the people that support you. Thank you for giving me the platform to speak to them. And I'm tremendously proud of you. And if you ever need, not even me to come back, it don't always got to be like this, like in the back of the scenes, like if you ever like, I appreciate this. And I love you. Thank you. I really do. Thank you. I love you.
So, thank you so much. I love you oh so much. Like you're always the space that you hold in my heart will forever live. Like literally, it's like we're connected. Now,
can I ask you a question? Why do you care about anything that I've done? Why do you care?
Well, why do I care? Meeting you, not gonna get like super emotional and after that. But meeting you, I can definitely say that you still have such a lasting impression onto my life. You have made me feel like when I first entered LaGuardia, I was so scared, so timid, so shy, just like, and you would have never known because I masked it with like joining groups. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be this person. And the way that you embraced me every time, like literally from your facial expressions. I mean, we could see each other backstory. We could see each other from down the hall. Like even I remember seeing you on the train one day, and it was just like literally like every time the way you embraced me, the way you always made me feel comfortable, the way you always made me feel like I can literally do anything. What just being able to like connect with you, you helped me find my voice, you helped me find my talent. I remember like singing with you.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, I didn't know if you remember.
Of course I do. But the first time I've ever felt comfortable enough to really sing around someone with you, like being able to like, I mean, you was, and to not feel intimidated because your voice is unmatched. Like, just like
you, babe.
And so just like the energy, I couldn't even name it. Until now I couldn't name it, but you just being always like willing to just welcome me no matter how I was feeling that day, no matter how like just down or whatever I was going through in that moment. I know that if I seen you, my day always got better. Like
oh my God. Oh, I love you, Rock. I love you. Look at that. After all these years, now I got a nickname you. I love you, Rock. I'd be like, wait, I love you, Rock. I love you, Rock. That's our thing. I love you,
Rock. No, seriously, thank you so much for just being you. And literally, that's all you've been for as long as I've known you. And Lord, it's been a little minute. But for as long as I've known you, you've always stayed who you are. Like, literally, you've never changed. And that I appreciate. You've never switched up. You've never changed. You've never, like, made me feel uncomfortable in different settings. Like, you've literally always been who you are from LaGuardia days to now. Like, it's just like, oh, please always, I don't even have to say always be that way because I already know. Like, the trust that I have in your energy, I already know that you're always going to be on top. And I believe in you 1,000%. Like,
I need this. I don't hear this often.
Yeah.
I don't. So I think I told you, I said, you're the reason why I'm going to get back in. And I just mean this. You've ignited a fire that was dim for a long time. And I needed you today. You ignited, you made me excited to promote. You made me share with my coworkers and stuff. I love my coworkers. Shout out to everyone that advised me too, because I'm like looking at them like, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm just so, you really helped the young boy in me today. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Like literally, I know that I know that you're somebody, and I know that your purpose is on the, like, your purpose here is about to shine. Like, I don't even know what pulled me to say, Jehan, like, you know, like immediately, like, and I mean, first person, like, yeah, Jehan.
Let's hope that love you got for me, Jay-Z do too.
Listen, it's gonna be a little bit below me because he ain't got nothing on me for real.
Right, he ain't got, right. He's like, the love I need is with you.
Hello.
Rock.
No, no, seriously, like I really hope that you continue to walk in your purpose. I see so much great things, as I always done. I just hope that you're able to see it within yourself and keep going and keep grinding. Know that you always got my support. I am always here all the time. You need anything, you need support, like where's the shows at, where's the out, like I'm ready for all of it because I know this is your time. I know your purpose is coming. I know you're going to feel it. I know your journey and everything that you've been through is going to pay off. I know that even through your darkest moments, you've always been able to push and see the light. And the fact that you are still here, the fact that you're still pushing through, the fact that you was able to share your opportunity and your experiences here with me is like unmatched. Like for me to see your growth and to see that you're still growing. You're still growing, even when you don't feel like you're growing, And it's just like, I cannot wait to see what's next. I cannot wait to continue to watch you through your journey. Like, it's just super admiring. And I love you so much. I love
you. I love you more because if you only knew how much I was just holding back right now, I needed that more than you knew. And I'm just excited to watch you blossom because this was amazing. I mean, everyone tune in every time she does this. I mean, you saw the energy that she created with not only me, but the previous guest. I mean, clearly this girl knows what she's doing. Please tune in. No, I'm being honest. Tune in every time. Don't miss these moments of magic.
Thank you. All right. Woo! Before we get mushy, thank you so much. We're going to close out. So I'm going to just do a little outro and then we're just going to leave. So thank you all for joining. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is In Session, In being an acronym for the word intentional. So intentional sessions where we talk about all things on this platform, from culture to mental health to relationships, and how they all may intertwine. Again, happy Pride Month. My name is Raquel Simmons.
And my name is Jehan Harvey.
Period. Jehan Harvey, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I hope that everyone stays safe because I'm not sure what's happening. Thank you so much for joining, and please have a great night. Bye.